facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Avon's Clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
In Walmart's Hoonuville, everyone ready their cart. Amazing Black Friday deals are about to start. Online and in the app, such great deals to explore. Everything you love from tech, toys, and more. The days to save and the ones to remember. It's only the 25th to the 30th of November. Set your alarms. Don't miss out. These deals are epic, without a doubt. The Who's are all ready, but are you? Walmart Black Friday deals await. Who knew?
Hi, it's Adam here, and you're about to listen to a sleep hypnosis session that was created for a client that would quite often get up about once or twice every single night to go to the toilet, even though they didn't really need to. And there is a big difference between something called nocturia, where you wake up in the night because you really do need to empty your bladder, and just feeling a low level of sensitivity and then going to the toilet anyway. And this client would actually do that, would feel a very low level on a scale of 1 to 10, like a 2 or a 3. It's a very mild level, certainly not a desperate need to go to the toilet. And because they would get up, it almost formed a habit. So if you wake up consistently at a particular time, you're more likely to do that the following day. But also, you're kind of rewarding that part that says, hey, you need to wake up, acting as if the false alarm is actually true. So this hypnosis session has lots of metaphors about false alarms, about things that are too sensitive, even a metaphor of the story of the boy who cried wolf, to frame these low levels of sensitivity in the bladder as false alarms, as not worth getting out of bed for. And then also levels of disassociation, taking two places that they felt very relaxed in, a childhood bed that they felt very, very comfortable in, and then an element of working with a part that was alerting them to recalibrate so that they would only do that if they actually needed to go to the toilet. Because in the same way it's not good to wake up if you don't really need to go to the toilet, it's also not good to not wake up if you really do need to go to the toilet. And I've worked with many people that suffer from bedwetting, and that's also not a good outcome. So as with most things, the optimal part is somewhere in between. Sensitive enough to wake up if you really do need to go to the toilet, but not to wake up when you actually don't. So if you can relate to that, if you can relate to waking up several times throughout the night, or even just once to go to the toilet and you don't really need to, you'll get a lot of value from that. But it also acts as a very powerful sleep hypnosis session anyway. So if you have trouble sleeping, there's lots of suggestions about sleep, and the ending actually ends with the key suggestion of drifting off into a sleep if you're listening to this right before bedtime. It was created for an individual client. Some of the suggestions that relate to waking up at night due to bladder sensitivity might not be relevant for you, but they were relevant for the client. So if you like the idea of a bespoke session, there will be a link in the description where you can schedule a free consultation call to explore working with me. For now, though, find a quiet, comfortable place where you won't be disturbed, relax, and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe in a feeling of calm relaxation, and as you exhale, feel a sense of release, as if any tension, stress, or worries are starting to leave your body in your outward breath. And notice that as you slow down your breathing, and breathe in for longer. Notice that as you exhale, even more of that stress or tension can be released. And I want you to scan your body and look for the hidden clues of tension. And sometimes it's very subtle. Tightness in the jaw, a certain position of the arms or the legs. And just imagine breathing in that feeling of complete calm and relaxation. And that starts to melt away any tension. That's it. And I want you to think of a place out in nature where you feel completely relaxed and calm. Maybe a lake, a forest, or a beach. And imagine what it would be like to be there, in that place in nature, on a warm day with sunshine. And I wonder if the deeper you breathe, the more relaxed you become. As your body relaxes, your imagination awakens. I wonder if you could imagine a very comfortable bed there in that place in nature. And a bed normally isn't in nature. And yet there it is. A comfy bed. A firm mattress and a soft pillow. And I want you to imagine what it would feel like to imagine lying on that bed in nature, listening to the sounds of nature. If it's a beach, maybe the waves. If it's a forest, maybe the wind rustling through the leaves. And if it's a lake, perhaps the sound of certain birds or the gentle sound of the water just bobbing up and down or hitting the shore. And just imagine your head on a pillow, listening to those sounds, feeling a wonderful sense of peace and relaxation, recalling a time from the past where you found it effortless to drift off into a nap out there in nature. And even if that nap was just 5 minutes, just allow that part that knows how to feel relaxed even outside to get to that space. And as I count 5 down to 1, I want you to imagine drifting off into a dream-like sleep. 5. Any muscles in your forehead, jaw, face and cheeks just relaxing. 4. Neck and shoulders releasing any tension. 3. Arms feeling limp and loose, like the limbs of a puppet with no strings. 2. Your lungs, your heart, your stomach all relax down into your gut. And then 1, feeling your legs feel limp, loose and heavy like your arms, drifting off into a dream-like sleep. And in that dream-like sleep, you're standing beside you, standing next to the bed, seeing your conscious mind fast asleep, lifting up your hand just to see how relaxed your arm is, and letting it flop back down by your side. That's it. Because that part, your unconscious part, wants to see a future of much deeper, better quality sleep. And just imagine walking away from the bed and seeing a staircase downwards. And a staircase does not normally exist out in nature. But I want you to imagine seeing a staircase that leads down to a basement. A familiar, safe basement. Imagine standing at the top of the staircase, and very soon I will count down from 10 to 1, and you will imagine descending that staircase into a basement that perhaps you can recall from childhood. Maybe decorated and positioned exactly as it was when you were 13 years old. 10, taking the first step down the staircase. 9, another step down, feeling deeper relaxed now. 8, another step down, almost feeling like you're floating down now. 7, even more relaxed. 6 and 5, halfway down. 4, maybe starting to see the basement. 3, arms and legs getting even more relaxed. 2, melting any more tension. 1 and 0. You are no longer in nature. You are now at the foot of a staircase, now in a basement from childhood. And I want you to imagine looking around. Old things you'd forgotten. Maybe a poster. Maybe some games. Certain pictures or books. And I want you to imagine seeing the bed. That bed with a metal frame. Perhaps those plastic wheels just under the leg of each frame. I want you to imagine feeling the pressure of the mattress, the texture of the duvet or blanket, the softness of the pillow. And I want you to imagine what it would feel like to lie on that mattress. No sunlight to disturb you. And I want you to reconnect with that feeling of ease. A time when you could trust yourself to sleep for hours and only awake when you need to. I want you to imagine feeling the stillness, the calmness, the safety, the relaxation. In this basement, there are no alarms, and definitely no false alarms. Only peace. And I want you to imagine in the house above, and even ground level above, the world continues. Busy, noisy, maybe even bright. But down here in the basement, you are in the quiet center of the world. That's it. Deeper and deeper relaxed. Because the body knows what to do. The mind knows how to rest. And that soft sound of the world above becomes like a distant lullaby, reminding you that you can simply drift further and further down, like a pebble sinking through calm, clear water, settling gently into the sand at the bottom of a still lake. And from this place of deep peace, I want you to notice something. Back then, it didn't exist, but more recently it has. A part of your mind that acts like an alarm system. And maybe that part thought it was helping. That it learned to wake you at the faintest sensation, as though a small, harmless feeling was a full-blown emergency. Like a smoke detector that goes off just when someone makes toast. It means well, but it's too sensitive. And just as a detector can be adjusted, your unconscious can learn the difference between a mild sensation and a real sensation, between real danger and a false alarm. Your body can still protect you. It always will. But now it will do so wisely, sensibly, calmly. From now on, that part that's been trying to help understands that it's been hindering, interrupting your sleep. So from now on, only a true and genuine need, a strong and clear signal, will reach the surface of your awareness. Because your unconscious knows the correct threshold. Let's call it a 7 out of 10. And anything below that is simply background noise. Because sometimes when you sleep, there is background noise and it doesn't awaken you. But an alarm clock may. I want you to feel that that part is learning the difference. I want you to recall the time that you had a need to go to the toilet at a 7 or 8 or higher, and almost project that sensation to train that part to know when you need to be awakened. And anything below that doesn't pass the threshold. And when those faint, low-level sensations appear, I want you to imagine them like that story of the boy who once cried wolf. The boy who cried wolf only convinced the villagers to send help twice. And even when there was a wolf on the third time, he wasn't believed. I want you to imagine that mild sensations of false alarms, like the boy who cried wolf, and you will not reward false alarms with real behavior. Otherwise, the body will act as if the false alarms were real alarms and wake you up even when you don't need awakening. So if your unconscious is willing to raise the threshold, and that part of you that is disciplined, has very high levels of self-control, is willing to not be motivated by false alarms anymore, let me know by nodding your head. And if you feel those sensations at the usual times, just imagine the opposite of fear. Maybe that's defiance or comfort or relaxation. I want you to imagine having those sensations at night and just smiling. And maybe think internally, no, not this time. Not tonight. Not fooled again, not anymore. And that closes a loop. Because your own criteria is your bladder needs to feel like a 7 out of 10 in order to justify leaving this cozy place of slumber. And you don't even need to open your eyes to evaluate what that sensation is. You don't need to change the rhythm of your breathing. In fact, you may just smile, yawn, knowing that within seconds or minutes you will drift off into an even deeper sleep. And as you drift, you reward your body with deeper sleep, because the body learns what is rewarded. In the past, you rewarded that overly sensitive part by acting as if its concerns were real. But each time now that you stay in bed, and each time you refuse the false alarm, you teach your unconscious a powerful truth. Only real needs deserve attention. Only emergencies will be rewarded with action. Anything else is not a concern. Your bladder, your breathing, your heart, your mind are all wise and all communicate in alignment with each other. And as you sleep tonight, your unconscious begins rewriting those signals, recalibrating that inner detector to the ideal sensitivity, alert when necessary, silent when safe. And it learns that mild sensations at night are just dreams of sensation, not calls to action. And I don't know how long it will take until your mind and body feels safe. I want you to imagine that you can rest knowing that your unconscious mind is always on guard for your well-being, but it can also guard your sleep, because good sleep is good well-being. And if in the night you do awaken for any reason at all, I want you to imagine how quickly you can evaluate. Is this real or just a false alarm? And if it's nothing urgent, nothing important, just allow the thought to disappear like a cloud drifting across the sky. And notice how quickly you can sink back into an even deeper, even more nourishing sleep than before. Because the lesson is learned. The pattern is set. You are retraining your mind to honor the rhythm of your night, of your sleep, of a new relationship with your unconscious mind. And I wonder if you could imagine, maybe a week from today, awakening in the morning, maybe checking the clock or even an application, and realizing that you slept straight through 7 or 8 hours of solid, uninterrupted sleep. And another night after that, you feel the same level of confidence, body, bladder, your subconscious, your intuition, all working in harmony, trusting each other again, so that each night you sleep longer, deeper, and your energy in the day grows stronger, because the mind and body have relearned their natural partnership. And even if one night you do need to wake, it's fine. You handle it calmly, efficiently, and drift back down quickly. But most nights, you just dream, peacefully, deeply, continuously. And right now, there's nothing more you need to do. No alarms, no worries, no false calls. Just the slow rhythm of your breathing, the heaviness of your eyelids, the comfort of your bed as you descend into the deepest sleep of the night, drifting down through the layers of rest, knowing that your body will only awaken you for a genuine reason, or because you've had all of the sleep you need, enabling you to sleep right through until it's time to awaken. I want you to imagine that now you have a subconscious choice. If you're listening to this to prepare your mind to sleep, but don't want to sleep fully now, then very soon I will count from 1 to 10, and when I arrive at 10, you will awaken. But if you're listening to this at night, just before you drift off to sleep, then when I count from 1 to 10, it will simply take you even deeper into that deep, regenerative, peaceful sleep. Your unconscious will know. Nothing you need to do or decide. As I count from 1 to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode of The Hypnotist. If you've enjoyed this episode or got some value from it, please give it a 5-star rating and review. And maybe you know someone that would also benefit from this particular episode, in which case share the episode with them so they can also get the benefit too. And if you would like to listen to this episode where it's just the hypnosis, so no intro, no outro, no explanation, just the hypnosis and completely ad-free, there will be a link in the description where you can subscribe at a very low cost and only get access to the hypnosis. So if that's of interest, please check that out. Thank you again for being a regular listener of The Hypnotist, and I'll see you again soon for more.